Hi everyone, in this tutorial we're gonna go ahead and create another Android application. But first of all, let's actually configure the Android SDK. So here just click on this configure here and then click on SDK manager. And here as you can see, let's just click on this launch standalone SDK manager. And then we should wait, and then it's gonna actually open this window for us. So first of all, make sure that you actually install the Android SDK tools, as you can see here, the latest version, Android SDK platform tools, Android SDK build tools. As you can see here, make sure to install the latest version of Android SDK build tools here. And here, as you can see, here we have this Android 7 API 24. And here, make sure to install SDK platform here installed, and here depending on the version of the CPU that you are using, make sure to actually install these ARM, for example this ARM 64 V8A system image, or these other options. But because I have actually a Mac and I have actually a 64-bit system, I actually installed this one, Google API's Intel x86 Atom system image. And here, as you can see, make sure to install the Google APIs, and also make sure to install sources for Android SDK. If you want to, you can actually install documentation for Android SDK here, okay? But it's optional. You may actually want to not to actually install this documentation here. And then make sure to actually install this Android support repository, okay? And make sure to install Google Play services, Google repository, and this one, Intel x86 emulator accelerator, HackZem installer, okay? Make sure to install these components, okay? So this is very important. And let's actually go back to here. Let's actually cancel here. And now we want to actually create a new Android Studio project. So just click on this Start a new Android Studio project. And then for the application name, just type in here app 59 and then click on next, and here choose API 16 Android 4.1 Jelly Bean for minimum SDK, and then click on next, and here choose empty activity, next, and here do not change anything, and then click on finish. So as you can see here, our project is created. So first of all, let's actually design the user interface of our application. So just double click on this res folder, and then double click on this layout folder, and here double click on this activity underline main.xml. And here, as you can see, this is the design of our user interface. So here just double click on this activity underline main.xml here. And first of all, just select this hello world text view here, and then press on delete key on your keyboard. And now let's actually drag a linear layout vertical. Let's actually drag a linear layout vertical into this relative layout here. We need to actually select a linear layout vertical. So just select this text tab here at the bottom. As you can see here, we have a relative layout here, right? So here I want to put a linear layout inside this relative layout. So let's go back to our design tab here. And now I just need to find the layouts folder. So here, as you can see, inside this palette section, we have this layouts folder. And inside this layouts folder, we can actually find the linear layout vertical here, as you can see. Just select it and drag it here at the center of this relative layout here, okay? Now, as you can see here, we have a linear layout vertical inside this relative layout here, okay? So I put that linear layout vertical at the center of this relative layout here. And now let's actually drag a text view into this linear layout vertical. So as you can see here, we have this text view here inside this widgets folder. Just select it and drag it here, as you can see, and put it here, as you can see here. So as you can see, we have this text view, and on the right hand side, you can see these properties, as you can see. And for the layout width here, as you can see, it says match parent, and for the layout height, it says wrap content. And this its text is text view. So let's actually change the text view, the text of this text view. So just select it and delete it, and here just type in welcome to intermediate Android programming section. Okay, and then press on enter key on your keyboard. And now I want to actually increase the size of this text view. So here at the bottom, you can see this view all properties. Just click on it. And here, as you can see, we have all these properties here. First of all, let's actually change the ID of this text view. So just select it here. And for the ID, just type in here txt welcome or txt welcome, as you can see here, and then press on enter key on your keyboard. And then let's actually find the text size attribute. So here, as you can see, we have, we need to actually find the text size attribute. So now I should actually scroll here. So in order to find the text size attribute, I just need to scroll down here. As you can see, I'm just scrolling down. And here, as you can see, we have all these attributes, and here we just need to find the text size attribute. So here, as you can see, this is the text size attribute. So let me actually make this area wider. We have this text size attribute, and it says @daemon / text size small. Here, as you can see, we have all this text material, text size small material. So what is this? So let's actually go to our project structure. So I just hold the command key and then press on number 1 key on my keyboard. So if you want to, you can actually click on view, tool windows, and then project. And here, as you can see, inside this app here, inside this res folder, here, as you can see, we have this values folder. So just open it. And here, as you can see, we have some XML files here. As you can see, for this text size here, as you can see, we have this @smile, @daemon, right? So here it says it is actually referring to this folder here, to this directory. So let's open this directory here. As you can see here, we have this daemons.xml and daemons.xml, and inside the parentheses, you can see this value, W820dp. So we don't want to actually work on this XML file. We just want to work on this XML file, daemons.xml. So double click on it. And as you can see here, inside this XML file here, as you can see inside this resources tag here, we have these values: daemon name, activity horizontal margin. This is the name of our value, and this is the actual value, 16dp. And here we have this daemon here, daemon name, activity vertical margin, 16dp. And as you can see, this is the name of this value, and this is the actual value. So we can actually use these values, these string values, these XML values, in order to refer to these actual values. Instead of hard coding our values inside our properties, as you can see here, I can just put a name, and then I can actually create a tag here, for example, inside this daemons.xml file. I can create some tags, and I can actually put those values here. And instead of hard coding our values here and assigning those values to our text size or other attributes, I can actually refer to those names. Okay, and it is very better. Okay, it's way better. So this time, let's go inside this daemons folder here, and now I can actually create a tag, and I can just say daemon, and the name is going to be, for example, welcome text size, as you can see here. And I just need to put a closing tag here, and inside these tags I can just type in, for example, 50dp. But because I am actually specifying the size of my text view, okay, the size of the text of my text view, it's better to put sp. Okay, this is very important, 50 sp. And now let's actually go back into our activity underline main.xml. So now let's actually click on this text tab here at the bottom. Just click on this text tab, and here, as you can see, we have this text view, right? So now I want to actually assign the size of this text view. I want to specify the size of this text view. So here I can just type in text size, and as you can see here, the autocomplete feature is now allowing me to actually choose this one, Android : text size. So if I actually press on enter key on my keyboard, and in the double quotes, I can actually type in @daemon, as you can see here, /. So here, as you can see, we have this value, welcome _text _size. So we put this value inside our daemons.xml file, right? So I can actually select this one here. And here, as you can see, let's go back to our design tab at the bottom, as you can see, we have these two tabs. So I just need to click on this design tab here. And as you can see here, the size of our text is actually changed. Okay. Now the size of our text is actually 50 sp. Okay. By referring to this name, I could actually get this value 50 sp. So here inside this activity underline main.xml, I actually changed the size of this text view. Welcome to Android programming section. And here, let's actually find the gravity attribute that is related to this text view. So I just need to scroll down here, scroll at the bottom. As you can see here, we have this gravity attribute. So I just need to open this gravity attribute by just click on this little triangle here. And here we have these values. So here I just need to check this center underline horizontal checkbox here. Just check this one here, center underline horizontal. And as you can see here, our text is actually centered inside this text view. Okay. So if I want to actually center this text view here inside this linear layout vertical, I need to actually change the layout gravity. So here, let's actually go inside this text tab here, as you can see. And now, as you can see here, we have this gravity attribute that is actually added to this text view here, as you can see. So now I can actually change the layout gravity. And this layout gravity is going to determine how this text view is going to be positioned inside this linear layout. Okay. So here I put this value Android : layout underline gravity center underline horizontal, as you can see here. So let's go back to our design tab here. As you can see, now as you can see, we have this text view that is actually centered horizontally inside this linear layout vertical. So as you can see here, the layout width of this text view is actually match parent, right? So let's change this value to wrap content. Now, as you can see, the layout width of my text view is wrap content. So now let's actually change the text size of this text view. So here we have this text size attribute, and here instead of this value 50 sp, I can assign the value number 10 sp. And if I actually press on enter key on my keyboard, now as you can see here, this text view is actually centered horizontally inside this linear layout vertical. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense.